Hello everyone, and welcome to this reading that I'm going to do with some tarot cards. It's been a while since I have done a reading like this. You can look back on the channel and see that it's been some years. Though I've continued to work with cards, I haven't been doing any videos. And I don't know, I've just been feeling pulled to do tarot cards again. A lot of this has to do with a big life transition that's happening for me right now through the holidays and over the past several months. And going into the new year, I thought I would do some more readings for all of you. And I'm going to start it off with something that I used to do. And this is going to be kind of a general overview of the full moon to January's new moon on January 11th. Today is December 26th. It's the full moon. I hope everyone had a good set of holidays. If you're continuing to celebrate, I hope you're having a good celebration. I will continue to celebrate into the new year. We got the new year coming up in a couple days. But this reading isn't necessarily for the physical side of things. This reading is going to be kind of general information for magical and spiritual work, and sort of weather report for connection with the other or with spirits. So it's kind of a general overview of what the magical energy might be like from this full moon today into the new moon, and what you might want to work on, or the energy that will be out there for you to work with as we get into January 11th and the new moon and starting something new. I would like to then I'll do another reading from the new moon to full moon. I'd like to maybe do these moon cycle readings. If there's good response, I'll try and keep on it. I'll just do it for a while and see what everybody says. So I have a pendulum here. What I do is I pick my cards with a pendulum. I've been doing this for many, many years now. I do a lot of work with the pendulum, and I really, really like it. It's just, it feels right to me, so I'm going to get on with that after we shuffle the cards. But that's what that pendulum's doing there. And then I have a bag of runes that I made. I may pull a rune. I want to see how things feel after this. I've only shuffled these briefly, so I'm going to have to move around the camera here to get an angle to shuffle. There we go. Hopefully not bump the camera too bad. I'm rusty at this. I haven't done this in a while, so bear with me. So if you've been pulled to this reading, then this is for you. This is the magical energy you have to work with between December 26th, 2023 and January 11th, 2024. What is happening? I've chosen the Wildwood Tarot deck. You'll see these here in a minute. I have a whole stack of tarot cards, and I used the pendulum to pick which deck, and it came up with this one for our first one. So we're going to use this one first. I love this deck. I sometimes stumble around the court cards, but we'll see how that goes. I've been doing this for a couple decades. You'd think I wouldn't stumble so much, but I do. Okay, so general magical energy from December 26th to January 11th. Okay, all right, here we go. I may have to, I'm going to spread these out. I'm at an angle because of the camera. What we're going to do is we're going to get a general idea from the pendulum what group of cards to get, and then I'll do what I call basically a reduction technique. So let me show you what I'm doing here. I string the pendulum a little differently than most people. So I put it here and then wrap it around my pinky. Don't ask me. We're going to pull three cards. We're going to pull three cards. And what's the first card, please, for the magical energy between December 26th and January 11th? We're headed over here. That's going to give me a pretty specific card. Right there. Just to make sure, we're going to spread these out. In case there's one underneath it, there is not. And it will focus on that card right there. Okay, so, oops, sorry about that. Pull that out. All right, card number 2. This is the slow part of the reading. Pulling us to the left. Going back to this way. I want to fan those out a little more so we have more clear. What is the second card for the magical energy of December 26th to January 11th? There we go. So I like to do these readings outside. It was very wet. It's been very, very wet. I picked up a stone there. How interesting. Well, we're gonna leave that out. That may be important. That's a sunstone, by the way. And let's see. Some sun energy maybe is coming into this. So I like to do these outside. I'm doing these inside today. And if you hear car noise and things like that, I apologize. You shouldn't, but then again, you never know. Okay, what's the third and final card for the magical energy between December 22nd and January 11th? Way over there. So what I'm going to do, I have the general idea of which cards, so I'm going to grab those. We're going to finish those off, and we're going to put them over here. I'm going to spread these out. All right, third card. Now, when I do readings, I like to sort of just take the images on the cards. I do a very intuitive reading, and I may have to sit with them for a minute to kind of let things come through. Okay, it's pretty focused on this card right here. So that's our third card. Thank you. All right, I'll pull those forward, put that on top. Now we may look at the bottom card of this deck if we want some clarification. I call that the base card or the foundation. If we need some clarification, we'll do that. Put those there. Actually, we'll put it over here. Okay, these are our three cards. I just flip them over 1, 2, 3. See what we get. Queen of Vessels. That is the Queen of Cups. Two of Stones, Challenge. And the King of Knight of Stones, Horse. Remember I said I sometimes have issues with the court cards. So this is the Queen of Cups. Generosity, caring, a mature outlook on your emotions. We're also going to look at the pictures too. Sort of just some stuff's already starting to pop in for me. So Two of Stones or Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Stones, which can be kind of slow moving. It's the slowest moving knight. Very methodical, very patient, it's the direct opposite of the Knight of Swords for sure. Lots of endurance. So you have a horse or a burro there. Yeah, so as we come up to the end of the year, I think there is going to be a challenge. The challenge is it's understanding, what am I getting here? It's the understanding, because we're talking about magical work. The first of the year can be very practical. The first of the year can be very much focused on the stones, the elements, the physical world, how to get started with your new year. And I think the challenge here is that is this drive to work with the physical world more than the magical world. And it's almost saying that might be a good idea. I'm kind of getting a vibe that there's going to be energy there. I think there's going to be a lot of compassionate, caring, emotional energy present during this time period. But I think this almost feels like it's more working on yourself. I'm not getting a lot of, hey, go out and do something, or go out and do this, or go out and do that. I'm getting more of a sense of pulling within, which makes sense. It's the new year. You're very introspective. But there's also a lot of patience being called for here. All right. The Knight of Stones is a very methodical person, so be careful about rushing forward into anything during this full moon to new moon. I think actually because you want to work towards what do you want to begin on January 11th, look at yourself with compassion and caring. The Queen is someone who's got it all together, right? They are the mature female of the emotional suit. And you want to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't get too pulled into the physical and go slow. That's the challenge here, I think. I think there is a general consensus that, oh, it's the new year, let's go. And this year may be a little different magically, to maybe spend more time preparing and being methodical and good to yourself and making compassionate choices and solid emotional choices before you decide what you want to move forward with in January 11th as we go forward with that new moon energy. So I'm getting a lot of building in on yourself, taking time. Yeah, now looking at the cards, there's a lot of action here. There's a lot of movement. It's kind of frenetic moving. Do you ever seen two rabbits fighting? It's like this flurry of blurry blows, man. It's just like they just go at each other, and it's this rapid fire back and forth. This almost has a Five of Wands energy, right? Like competition with this particular card. And so there's a lot of action in these three cards. You've got the salmon trying to get upstream. You've got this horse, burro, donkey moving forward. And the first of the year always has a certain kind of energy to it, right? But it's winter, so everything naturally is really slow, especially if you live in climate that's very cold. Things slow down a lot in the natural world. I think that's the challenge. I think that's what this challenge is. We're going to pull the base card, and we're going to see what it says. Get my hand through here without knocking the camera. And let's do the base card. King of Stones. Whoop, let me change that. There we go. King of Stones, or Wolf. Wolf energy. You've got the King of Stones, the Knight of Stones, and the Two of Stones. We'll put that right there on that holly. That's perfect. And the King of Stones is all about, again, someone who thinks before acting, who is very grounded in the physical. So really, I'm getting a sense that magical energy-wise, you really kind of want to focus on the physical a little bit more and start to think about, not even start, get into thinking about how to take good care of yourself. What do you want to focus on January 11th to plant a seed for in all of this moving forward? There you go. And like the king, you've got a lot of action here. And this is pretty solitary. This is very quiet. A wolf howling at the moon in the middle of winter. What do you want to howl for? Focus, to let this other stuff focus on the Knight of Stones and the quiet, methodical, patient. I keep saying methodical. This just still sense before moving forward, more of a slow movement instead of this frenetic movement. That's the challenge, right? Is to not get into this unless you absolutely have to. And then when you do, make sure you retract. Yeah, there you go. I'm very happy with that. So I don't feel the need to pull a rune, so I'm not going to. I think that's pretty straightforward. I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any questions also, or any other commentary of things you see, I'd love to hear it. And I'll keep doing these if people like them, and I'll try to maybe do them I can't do dailies, but I could be talked into doing weeklies, possibly. But for now, this is our 2-week period between December 26th and January 11th. you want to take it easy. The challenge is to not take it easy, is to maybe burn yourself out maybe a little bit. This is more about inner reflection, getting set up for when the energy is right. It feels like the energy is very slow and inward right now, which makes sense because naturally that's where the energy is too. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and thanks so much for watching. You can find me pretty much here on this channel. You can also follow me over on my Instagram, which I'm going to start posting more on. That's also mist walking. And you can also check out my other hiking, searching for paranormal phenomena videos as well on the other playlist. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great new year and beginning of the new year. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.